Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So as you can see, I have a new background behind me. So I have my own makeup room and study room and filming room in my new apartment. So life has been crazy. I've been getting my room together, the apartment together, this study room and filming room together. So I didn't want to film a video until I had everything pretty settled. So in today's video, I'm going to be going over my story time of me being a vegan, how it affected me, what I ate, and just my personal experience. So I want to put a disclaimer on this video and just say that this is my own personal experience and why I started being vegan. I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but I'm just saying my experience and how it did not work for me at all. So if you take away from this video anything, what it should be is if you're thinking about going vegan, or if you currently are and you're experiencing some effects that you're unsure about, or you're like, is this because I'm vegan? Or, you know, just comparing to how your life was when you were eating meat compared to how you are now vegan, because that's what I personally had. I was like, this wasn't happening to me 2 months ago, but now it is. So is it because I'm being vegan, or is it because my body's changing? So that's where I want to get into it with you all and let you know my experience, because honestly it was like, I don't want to say tragic, but it was pretty tragic on my body and what I was doing to my body. So without further ado, if you want to listen to my story time on this, just keep watching. Okay everyone, so I have my notes right here, and I just want to say I literally wrote this while I was traveling. I was just like, you know what, I kept thinking about how being vegan affected me, and I was like, I want to tell people what happened to me, how hungry I was, how miserable I was, because I don't know if anyone else is experiencing this, but I need people to know. Also, I want to put out there that the main reason that I went vegan was because other people were telling me to, and I was listening to the media. So with my notes here, I literally wrote a timeline. So to start off, in May of 2019, I met this lady, and she basically was telling me that since I have arthritis, I should become a vegan because in meats, all the hormones and everything could be causing my arthritis to inflame. So I was thinking, okay, yeah, that kind of does make sense. So let me look into this a little further. So I did, and you know, it was telling me, yes, hormones in meat can be an inflammatory and all this different kind of stuff. So then I came across a Netflix episode, and it's called What the Health. I don't know if you guys have heard of it before, but basically it's telling you everything that is put into meat, how they process it, everything like that. And I'm not saying it's not wrong, but what I saw in that video, I was like, I am never eating meat again. And I basically went cold turkey, cut out meat. I remember I had a whole stack of meal prep of like pork and chicken and everything like that, because I do meal prep my meals for the week, and I still do. But I remember I had a whole stack of meal prep and I threw it out. I was like, I'm going to eat kale and potatoes and chickpeas and beans, and I'm never touching a piece of meat again. So after that, I was looking into a lot of vegan accounts on Instagram and looking up recipes and everything like this, and I was like, okay, this could be very easy. And even though in the back of my mind, I knew I did not want to be a vegan, and I love my meat and I love my steak, I was like, maybe this is what is best for me. And I thought I was following a trend because I was seeing it a lot on Instagram, and you see other people either posing like their skinny belly or something like that, and they're like, oh, I'm vegan, and I'm like, okay, I could automatically look like that, which is crazy to think about, but it's what was going through my mind then. So I want to go through the 4 first effects that I saw when I was a vegan. So I want to start off with number 1 is feeling lean / looking lean. So as you may know, when you first start cutting calories and everything like that, like I will say I was literally eating kale and beans and everything like that, obviously you're going to be de-bloated or have a flatter stomach very quick because you're cutting all those carbs and everything like that. So I was like, wow, this is great. This is what I needed to look lean and everything like that. So I was like, this is good for my body. So I could tell that that decrease in calories made me look leaner. So I was like, okay, this is great. Number 2 effect that I saw is my mood swings. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I was feeling, I'll say in the first like 2 months, or even a month in, I was feeling super, super depressed and sad. And I think a lot of this came from because when me and my boyfriend would go on dates, or when I would be in the grocery store, anything like that, I would be craving meat, or I'd be craving a big, nice meal, and I knew I couldn't have that. I'm like, I don't know where to eat. I don't know which restaurant to go to. It was affecting our dates because I would be like, no, I can't go there. I can't get sushi anymore. I can't do any of those things. And a little story time here. We went to Jamaica a month into me being vegan, and I remember we had this nice dinner on the beach, and I literally started crying because I couldn't eat anything. They had one meal with like tofu in it, and it was absolutely disgusting, and I was like, I'm starving, I need food, and it was just miserable for me, miserable. Number 3 that I saw was my gym recovery. So I don't know if you guys know, or as you may know, I do work out in the gym almost every single day. I lift very heavy, do a lot of cardio. So my recovery was at a all-time low, like 0. I would do a leg day and literally be sore 6 days later. Like I still couldn't walk, and I was so miserable because I was so sore all the time. So that caused me to not go to the gym as often now, because I would do a leg day and 2 days later I still couldn't walk. So I'm like, I can't go to the gym and do legs again or run on a treadmill. And then number 4, ultimate number 4, was I was starving. I was literally so hungry. I could not be full at all. Like I would eat a meal and I would be like, I am starving, I'm ravenous, I need food. So that started to affect my mood as well. So I started to be very angry, also sad, because I'm like, I want to eat that chicken, but I can't. And we would go to the buffet when I was on vacation, and I would be like, what do I eat? And a lot of the stuff started to be like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to eat French toast even though it's dipped in egg, because there's literally nothing else for me to eat. So then I'm like, okay, am I really a vegan? I'm not really a vegan because I just ate French toast with eggs. So it was like a literal mind F-U-C-K. So I just wanna go over my meals a little bit and what my daily life looked like when I woke up and then until I went to bed. So my breakfast, I would literally cook kale, onions, chickpeas, and potatoes in a pan and put ketchup on it, and that was my breakfast. That was after I did a heavy leg day, I did cardio, and needless to say, after that breakfast, I was still hungry and I was getting barely any protein in to recover my muscles. Then I would have a snack, and it would be either like some fruit or a vegan protein bar. So again, I still want to be full. And then my lunch, I would do like a bean chili or something along the lines with beans. So I mean, that was like tomato and then a lot of beans. And then I would do, my dinner would be quinoa with kale and beans. Still hungry. And if I can find any pictures, I'll literally put one up on the screen here and show you one of my meals, because what I did is I went back in my Instagram story archive and I was like, I would literally post my meal on my story and be like, this is so yummy, even though it wasn't. So I think I was trying to also prove myself on social media and be like, yeah, this vegan life is so great, when really it was not at all. So now that we got through May, that was like a whole month of craziness, and when I went to Jamaica and everything like that. So starting in June of 2019 all the way to September 2019. So during that whole summer period, I was training for a half marathon. this was just awful. So I did a half marathon before when I was 16 years old, and I obviously wasn't vegan. I was eating normal. My recovery was fine, and my run was pretty good from what I can remember. So when I started training for this one, I'm like, great, I'm more in shape. You know, from what I was thinking, I eat really healthy, all this kind of stuff. So my training went pretty good until I started to hit like 6 to 7 miles when I was training. And I honestly would have zero recovery. My knees were hurting me so bad, and my legs. I was fatiguing fast. One thing that was happening to me was I literally couldn't get past 5 to 6 miles, and TMI, disclaimer, without going number 2 and also bleeding while going number 2. So, and I literally felt like I was going to pass out. So this was during the summer, and once I hit like 5-6 miles, I would literally have to run to the bathroom, and I felt like I was going to pass out while I did a number 2, because I feel like my body was so depleted, and I was like, I was like destroying my body. My body was like, what are you doing to me? And I also felt extremely tired, so I literally could not get out of bed. Like, it was hard for me to go and train, and yeah, it was just horrible. So I want to get to the day of the race. So the day of the race, it was in like late September, early October. So the day of the race, I think I had like avocado toast and like a banana before the race, which I was like, okay, good fuel, you know, good calories. So by the time I got to mile 9, I could just feel my body, like, I don't want to say breaking down, but I felt like I had nothing left. Like, I felt like I literally had no more energy to give into this race. So by mile 9, I started walking, running, because I was feeling really discouraged. Like, I had a certain time that I wanted to reach, and I'm like, why is this happening to me? Like, I, at the time, was like, I'm in really good shape, I eat healthy, like, what could I have done better? Eat more protein, eat meat, have more energy, better fuel, all that kind of stuff. But now I've learned my lesson. But so when I literally reached the end of the race, all I can remember, I was bawling, I was crying, and they're like, are you okay, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But literally I was like dying inside. I felt like I had nothing left. I feel like I couldn't even walk or anything like that. Like, I felt like I had no energy, nothing whatsoever. And I remember my post-run meal consisted of like pancakes and some potatoes. No protein whatsoever, because I couldn't have eggs. I couldn't have anything that consisted of an animal product, which I know pancakes, they might have milk in them, but I was like, at that point, I don't care. What else am I gonna eat? Some like spinach after my race? So yeah, it was just all insane. So needless to say, I've learned my lesson. If I ever run a half marathon again, I will be eating enough protein and everything to fuel my body, and hopefully I get through the race much easier. So after that, I put in my notes September 2019 to September 2020. It was just a continuous cycle of mood swings, hunger after every meal. We have irritability, crying at restaurants because I didn't know what to order. And then also it was tough on my relationship with my boyfriend, because it was just, I was so food focused, and we couldn't go to the restaurants that we used to go to all the time when we first met. And that does take a toll, because it's like, if I'm like, no, we can't go there, or no, I don't know what to order, or I'm crying at restaurants because I'm so upset I don't know what to eat and I'm starving, it was just horrible. So that was September 2019 to September 2020. But I want to go to December of 2019. I had long hair for as long as I can remember, and in December I decided to cut it because I was like, my hair is getting really dead, really frail, and yeah, I just don't know what's happening. I'm like, maybe it's just because my hair is dead because I haven't cut it in like 4 to 5 years. So I end up cutting it to my shoulders, which I don't really regret. It kind of needed to happen, but I feel like my hair would have been more healthier if I was, you know, eating the amount of protein that I should have been taking in. So I thought my hair was gonna grow back quicker because every time I cut it, I'm like, my hair is gonna be back to as long to my butt in 6 months. And I would say, all right, 6 months later, it was still at this length. And I'm like, wow, my body is really changing. What is going on? And I wasn't getting my protein in for my hair to grow. As you can see now, my hair is like really thick. It looks a little shorter now because I have it like, I took it out from braids, but usually it can go down to like the middle of my back if I straighten it. So I was just like, okay, whatever, my body's changing. It's gonna take a little bit longer to grow. So March 2020, that's when quarantine hit, when COVID happened, and we went into quarantine. So I'm like, okay, great, I'm gonna have no heat on my hair. It's gonna grow because I don't have to wash it for anyone. We were in lockdown for like 4 to 5 months, so I was like, great. My nails grew. It was great. That was one thing that happened. My nails were growing really long, but my hair was not growing. But I think it was just because when I'm like really nervous or stressed, I bite my nails all the time, so I wasn't working, so I wasn't really going out, so I was just like laying in bed all day and really doing nothing, so there was no reason for me to be stressed and bite my nails. So during quarantine, I was really focusing. I was like, okay, I can really focus on myself and really look up like vegan recipes to cook because now I have all this time on my hands. So I was cooking like vegan mac and cheese, vegan this, vegan that. But every time I would cook something vegan, I'm like, I wish I could just have the real thing. And it's like, why couldn't I? Because I put this thought in my head that I'm vegan now, I can't go back. I was posting, oh, I'm vegan, it's so great that I'm vegan, all this kind of stuff. So I don't know why I thought, no, I can't eat meat. I can't eat anything that has an animal product in it. Nothing like that. So all of my meals were just full of carbs. So at this point, I actually started like plateauing and gaining a little weight, and I was like, okay, I'm not as lean anymore. And also factor into, because I didn't have the gym because the gym was closed down, so I was doing a lot of at-home workouts, and I was staying a lot like stationary because I wasn't really moving around or going to work and stuff like that. So I thought it was just like the gym. So from June of 2020 to September 2020, so through this whole 2020 year, 2019 and everything like that, it was just continuous of just me being hungry and angry and sad, and I didn't know what to eat. So in September of 2020, so right now it's April 2021, so October, November, December, January, February, March, April. So right now I have been 7 months not a vegan. I've been eating meat products, animal products, whatever the hell I want to eat, and I feel amazing. I literally noticed a difference 1 week into eating meat again, because I was like, I basically reached a point where I was like, I cannot do this anymore. I am hungry. I feel like I am depleted. Even though I can take vitamins and stuff like that, I didn't want to. I just wanted to get my nutrients through my food. So I was like, okay, I need to just start eating whatever I want, and not whatever I want in like bad food or anything like that, but start eating meat again, steak, chicken, fish, everything like that. So I started eating whatever I wanted, and needless to say, I started feeling full. My recovery started to be amazing in the gym. I started to gain muscle again. I will say I did start to gain a little bit of weight because I feel like my body was shocked by the food I started eating. So like I wasn't eating like a lot of kale all the time. I started to eat like potatoes and chicken and meat and rice, and just like started to fill myself up. So what I liked about that is I started to feel full again. I didn't feel like super skinny or anything like that. I started to feel like myself, and my mood got much better. I got much happier. I could wake up in the morning and not be super tired. Like literally I couldn't get out of bed before. And also my energy in the gym started going up. So just to end on a good note, my moral of my story is do what you want to do. Do not go vegan because someone tells you to. Do not go vegan because you watch an episode on Netflix about how meat is bad for you. Don't go vegan just because it feels like it's the right thing to do or you're following a trend or anything like that. Now I can tell you I feel amazing. I will never go back to being vegan again because it was just absolutely horrible on my body. I just want to thank all of you for watching this video and tuning into my video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you gone through this before? Have you gone vegan and gone back? Are you thinking about going vegan but you're not sure what to do? Just let me know in the comments and let me know what you thought of this video and let me know what else you would like to see in the future. But until next time guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. See you next time.